welcome back. This isn't going to be a long video by any stretch, but I just want to go through something here that boggles the mind. Diag, why it's important, and why it's important that people understand they need to pay for diagnostics. I've probably gone on rants about this on other videos, you know, at some point or another, but it really isn't. I'm really not trying to make this a rant. It's just that I want to show something. I have a car here that I just want to go through real fast with you guys. I'm not going to really focus too much on the diag behind it. I will show you what it was here for, obviously, and I'll try to get my point across the best I can. But it's stuff like this that really makes you say, like, you know, when are people going to learn that paying for somebody to diagnose a problem properly is going to save them money in the long run. This is a 2007 Ford Mustang. This customer had called a couple of weeks back, and he asked me if we can check the car for him. I said, absolutely. I said, what's the problem? He says, the blower motor. Well, he said the AC doesn't work. And I asked him on the phone. I always question everybody on the phone as best I can to try to get as much info as possible, right? My first question was, does the AC compressor not come on, or does it not blow out of the, you know, out of the vents? Does nothing blow when you turn the blower on? And he says, yeah, it doesn't blow anything. I said, okay. I said, yeah, we could check it. I said, there's a fee for diagnosing it, and once we do diagnose it, we will tell you what's going to be involved in repairing it, whatever it may be, and you can make a decision at that point. You know, pay for the diag, you know what's wrong with it, and you can be on your way, or you can okay the repair and we can fix the car. Now, as dumb as this may sound, okay, nobody is going to be able to tell you, oh yeah, this doesn't work, okay, it's this is the problem, without actually verifying it and testing it, okay? You can guess. They usually cost money, you know, or you can check it and verify what's actually going on with the car. So I don't think that he was too fond of me telling him there's a charge to check it, and I didn't get a call back, and that was that. Fast forward to now, he called today, and I said, I think he had forgotten that he had called me already, or maybe he's been calling around at shops or what have you. And look, I have nothing to, look, people are trying to save money, I get it. I'm not trying to, you know, come off like, you know, oh, you know, he should have came to me first. I'm just saying, when you get what you get what you pay for when you pay for diag at the right place. That's all I'm saying. So he ended up taking this someplace else, and they put a blower motor and a blower resistor in it. I did verify it because I tested the car. The blower motor and the resistor were brand new in the vehicle, and it still doesn't work. At that point, they told him there's something electrical going on. It's not the blower motor or the resistor. I thought the blower motor and the resistor were electrical. My bad. In any case, they told him he's got to go somewhere else where they do electrical work. So he called me back. He said he'll pay the money to have it diagnosed. He wants to know what's wrong with it. No problem. Drops it off. And what I'm going to show you here is, this is just proof that there's shops out there even now. I know it's hard to believe. I mean, hard for me to believe. There are still shops out there, guys, you ready for this, that do not diagnose. I'll show you why I know that. Pull out our trusty wiring diagram. You probably can't even see this. Let me turn you around and let me focus you in on the diagram as best I can in my mess here. Let me see what I can do for you. Okay, here's our diagram. It's a very complicated circuit here. 2 pages of crap, right? Nothing complicated at all about this circuit. Here is your blower motor relay. Here's a fuse. I've gone through relay circuits before and how they work. I won't spend a lot of time, but this side is your coil. You have a fuse coming to the coil right here. That's one side of it, that's power. The other side of it comes from your blower motor relay control, which is the climate control module. When you turn it on, it grounds the other side of the coil. This creates a magnetic field. This closes this switch. Now you have this fuse, 30 amp, fuse 2. Power here all the time. This switch closes, it makes a connection to this pink and white wire here, which my pen is not working, right here. Can you see that? Hopefully, pink and white. And it goes to the one side of the blower motor. What do you need? You need power and you need ground for the blower motor to work. And I marked the ground out in orange. Also comes from the climate control module. This is your switch. Oops, I'm sorry, you're out of view. This is your switch, okay, at the climate module. This is manual. And you're going to have the ground sent through the resistor, okay, and whatever speed the resistor is on, and it's going to come out from there through the resistor this way rather, and out and back up to the blower motor. Okay, there's your ground. So now, if I was going to test this car, which I was, what am I going to do first? What's the quickest possible way to eliminate what's going on with this car? Well, for me, the blower motor is pretty accessible. So I'm going to pop the plug out of the blower motor. I'm going to grab 2 leads out of my AES Wave test kit right here. Okay, I'm going to pop these in place of the blower motor in the connector. I'm going to connect these to my headlight, and I'm going to turn the blower on. Well, guess what? It didn't light. Okay, so my next step is, if that light doesn't light, what did I lose? Power or ground, because I lost something. Okay, so go to the power side. I could ground my test light, go to the, knowing good ground, go to the test light, go to the other side of the connector, the pink and white, and I have no power. So at that point, I go back to my blower resistor. I'm sorry, resistor's over here. I'm going back to my blower motor relay under the hood, and I'm going to take a look at that circuit and see what's going on. Well, lo and behold, here we go, guys. This is the fuse box pigtail. Pretty. That's one. That's actually not for the blower motor though, guys. I said pink and white, right? Well, the pink and white one is actually this guy here, which is also crispy critters and burnt inside the block itself as well. So the fuse box, I don't know how good of a light I'm going to be able to get on here, but I'll try to show you what I have best I can. I wish I had something that was actually steel here on a car. Great. If you look at our pins here, they are also crispy critters, okay? And there's multiple pins here that are damaged and burnt and all that happy stuff. Okay, so what does he need here? He needs a fuse box for one thing. He also needs the connectors for the harness to be repaired or replaced, okay? They're pretty bad. What are the options? Well, the fuse box on this car, I priced it at the dealer, is $400 and change. I forget exactly what it was, but it's on national back order. Good job, Ford. You can't get it right now. They don't know when it's going to be available. That could mean tomorrow. That could mean next month. Could mean next year. Whatever. They don't have it right now. The harness part of it, that's another story. So, I mean, I can repair that. It's a little bit of work, but I can repair it, and I can get that all working again. But he asked me if there's any options to not buy the fuse box, being that from what I was told from Ford, these cars this year, or maybe for 2 years, had a problem with these melting. So he said, he said, I wouldn't buy one used because you're probably going to get a bad one. I said, okay. I passed that along to the customer. It's up to him. I'm not going to put a used one in here for the same reason. I don't want to hear that something else is wrong with the car after it's put in and get blamed for it. So I don't want to get involved in that. The only other option that I could give this poor guy is you can run external relays for these circuits that are burnt, and the circuits that are burnt are the blower motor relay, but the other circuit is also for the cooling fan relay under the hood. That's the one I'm worried about, even though this gentleman is not. The blower motor, it sucks that it doesn't work, but if the fan doesn't work, especially with the weather getting hot now, you're gonna have bigger problems than the blower not working. So end result, he doesn't want to fix it. He's gonna just get rid of the car. But he spent near 500 bucks on a blower motor, resistor, and the labor for them to put it in, while they shotgun the parts at it. So paying for the diag, you know, he would have known this in the first place and made his decision based on known fact on what's wrong with the car, not guessing, right? And he could have decided, okay, I'm going to spend the money and I'm going to fix it, or I'm going to dump the car and get rid of it and not be out the extra 500 bucks. So I'm just trying to pass along, you know, to you guys to spread the word that Diagnosis pays, because the end result of shotgunning parts of the car, and I don't care if you've seen a car that came in 10 times and, you know, always, you know, it was always this problem, you always check it and verify it, because if you don't, you're going to get burned, or you're going to, you know, the poor customer is going to get burned. So don't always assume that you know what's wrong with the car. We diagnose cars, right, as professional technicians, okay? Any of the guys that I associate with, any of the guys that I network with, they will all tell you the same thing. We all diagnose the car. We verify the problem, we verify the repair. How are you possibly out there in today's, especially with today's cars, with the technology that's in these cars, how are you possibly out there guessing, you know, what might be wrong with it? It's absurd. You know, people need to learn to pay for diagnosis, that it's worth paying for something and having peace of mind that it was diagnosed properly and fixed properly. I hope you guys get something out of this. Like I said, it wasn't intended to be any kind of rant or anything like that. The guy's a nice guy. I feel bad for him. But I can only do what I can do. So, you know, in theory, I mean, if you brought this to the dealer for repair, they're not going to tell you that they could hook up external relays to fix it by any stretch. They're going to try to sell you a new car, or they're going to tell you they need a wiring harness and a fuse box, and it's, you know, $3,000 plus labor. So, you know, I'm trying to help the guy and trying to, you know, if he wanted to fix it, I was giving him an option, you know, where there's really not a lot of options at the moment. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, whatever. Have a safe weekend. See you later.